week's champion trends feature Nidalee, Ezreal, Dr. Mundo, Rumble, Kassadin, and Thresh. I'm Lindsay Geetron of Claw 5, and this is LolKing's League Trends. Let's dive into Summoner's Rift. Let's begin by talking about the increases in pick rate for this week. Riven led the charge with a 2.09% increase, followed by Nidalee, Caitlyn, Vayne, and Nocturne, rounding out our top 5. Immediately after the World Championships ended, no one got any downtime as WCG qualifiers picked up where Worlds left off. Korea's WCG qualifiers displayed some of the most impressive mid-Nidalee play from Samsung Blue's Pawn. Aside from being the split push monster she is due to her mobility, teams of late have been recently using Nidalee in siege compositions, as her javelin toss can put out team fights before they happen. Coupled along with Trinity Force, team comps with carries who have great poke can avoid full-on engagements and muscle down enemy towers. The largest decrease in pick rate, or as I like to call it, the no friends list, is headed up by Zed with a negative 1.28%. Jax, Ezreal, Kassadin, and Corki all follow up. A coup in the bot lane since Lucian's damage fix and since players got wind on how to build Corki with double magic pen and sorcerer shoes, Ezreal's reign as the king of Trinity Force is over. With Lucian and Corki dominating the Trinity Force market, teams have been less adamant to play double AD compositions with Ezreal in the middle lane since his utility was greatly diminished. The Iceborne Gauntlet nerf plus assassins setting up shop who have no trouble deleting Ezreal from the map make for a bad time for our favorite explorer. Coupled with Jinx's inevitable entrance into competitive play soon, we can expect Ezreal's pick rate to drop even further, as Jinx will be a hotly contested pick if the pros' word about her kit holds sway. Champs with the largest increase in win rate this week are topped by Xerath with a plus 2.31%, followed by Heimerdinger, Dr. Mundo, Poppy, and Maokai, who finish off our top 5. Although I'd love to talk about Heimerdinger's increase in win rate over the past week, Dr. Mundo's slight raise is more intriguing. He was a top-tier jungler who was a contested pick in the Season 2 World Championships, but was largely ignored for the bulk of Season 3. Known for his fast clearing, Mundos would rush Boots of Mobility and Oracles to quickly clear the map of enemy vision. In today's meta, the bulk of Mundos we've seen have been going top lane. His Burning Agony allows him to quickly push the wave faster in his favor than counters like Shen or Nidalee pre-6. His ultimate lends itself to making him an indefinitely sustainable block in the top lane. As Spirit Visage is such a powerful item at the moment, AP champions will have the worst time against him, which makes him an excellent choice in team comps running double or triple AP. In current meta, where it's a necessity for jungles to have some form of CC, fast-clearing tanky champs like Mundo and Shyvana allow teams more split-pushing options than your typical Shen. Champions with the largest decrease in win rate for this past week, or hate on the Yordles, include Rumble with a negative 1.95% and Ziggs close behind, followed up by Morgana, Fiora, and finally, Talon. Rumble has been the only viable pick in competitive play for the majority of Season 3. In the beginning of Season 3, we saw team compositions such as Curse of the Sad Bullet Time, who relied on wombo combos such as Amumu and Misfortune. For this reason, Rumble excelled in these comps as his Equalizer is regarded as one of the best team fighting ultimates for its utility and high base damage even when not stacking AP. As teams realized that the best way to counter was to simply split push and skirmish in favorable engagements, Rumble's relevancy to the meta dwindled. With the Trinity top lane coming into play with the recent Trinity Force changes, his residency in the top lane has looked even bleaker than before. With Jax returning to the top lane, Rumble can't do anything to stop his split pushing power after level 6. He can only hope to bully, deny, and kill him before he hits that power spike. However, with siege compositions coming back into style with Nidalee Spears and Corki missiles, Rumble might come into play soon, since his Equalizer is perfect for forcing people off of turrets. Following are the champs with the largest increase in ban rate in the past week, or as I like to call it, the Forever Aloners, and they are led by a good margin by Aatrox with a plus 4.39%, while Kassadin, Nidalee, Riven, and Fizz bring up the rest of the list all within a small spread. We've all been there. Kassadin is shut down for the first 15 minutes of a game, barely keeping up with farm. He doesn't even have a Rod of Ages completed yet. A team fight breaks out in bottom lane with both junglers involved and Kassadin roams. And then he picks up a quadra kill and his team gets a dragon as well. the game is effectively over. GG. Frankly, Kassadin's ban rate of 88% isn't surprising at all. In solo queue, players may showcase prime mechanical skills and decision making, but Kassadin takes all that away since he preys on weak communication of teams. If there isn't any crowd control dedicated to hampering his Rift Walk, he will steamroll teams if they ever decide to fight in the jungle. In this assassin-heavy meta, Kassadin excels as the best AP choice, since he's never truly out of the game, even if he's slightly behind, unlike other mages like LeBlanc, who absolutely need early kills to snowball a game in her favor. However, due to proposed nerfs on the PvE server, we may not see Kassadin at such a high ban rate for much longer. Damage reduction nerfs to both his Null Sphere and Rift Walk will probably cause a falling out between the Void Walker and his professional players. Feel free to spam him though until Morello lays down the nerf hammer. The largest decrease in ban rate for the past week is topped by Jinx at -6.01%. Finally, people! With Thresh, Corki, Zac, and Vi all rounding out the final top 5 list this week. After dominating the top lane with ranged poke and nearly indefinite sustain via Bloblets, Zac's ban rate continues to decline. Although he was never a permanent ban, his effectiveness in the top lane was never questioned. He offered great wave clear, survivability, 3 forms of CC, initiation, and could stick to enemy carries quite easily. And when the reworked Spirit Visage was initially introduced, Zac was the champion to first pick for that role. However, 3 consecutive rounds of nerfs to 3/5 of his kit, he was, effectively, neutered. With his base damage reduced and the tenacity totally removed from Let's Bounce, Zac struggles to stick to carries as he once did, and now will often fall victim to kiting since Elastic Slingshot remains on a higher cooldown. Additionally, Jax has taken Zac's place in the top lane as a contested pick as he benefits so well from the Trinity Force changes. Although Zac has been ignored for the past month, he might soon make a reappearance in the jungle following Season 4 changes, since he does clear through jungle camps quite quickly and his kit does provide a substantial amount of CC to gank lanes effectively. And that's it for this week's show. Please be sure to subscribe to LolKing on YouTube to keep up on these league trends, and be sure to subscribe to Cloth5 on YouTube for more in-depth league analysis. I'm Lindsay Geektron, and thanks for watching.